Welcome to the Explainer. It really wasn't that long ago that AI was just this interesting little novelty for developers. But today, it's right at the heart of how we build software. So let's break down how this massive shift happened and what it really means for the future of coding.
All right, to really get a grip on just how big this change has been, we got to look at how AI has evolved in the dev world over just the last few years. Seriously, it's a journey that's taken us from a simple chat window to a totally new way of building software.
Think back to 2023. Feels like yesterday, right? AI was kind of like this helpful, but let's be honest, slightly clumsy assistant that you had to constantly copy and paste code for. But fast forward to now, and it's not just in our editors. It's reading our code. It's reviewing our work. It's becoming a core part of the whole development process. The transformation has been just incredibly fast.
And this isn't some niche tool for a handful of people. Get this, a staggering 85% of developers are now using AI in their daily work. This is not a passing fad, folks. It's a fundamental change in how software gets made. It pretty much means that getting good with these tools is quickly becoming a basic skill, not just a nice to have.
Okay, so with so many developers jumping on board, the ability to talk to these powerful tools effectively has become absolutely critical. And it all starts with mastering the art of the prompt.
So, you know how developers have used design patterns for ages to solve common coding problems? Well, now we've got prompt patterns to help us get the best results from AI. They're basically reusable recipes for talking to these large language models and getting what you want. And these patterns fall into a few main groups. Some are all about making sure the AI understands what you're asking. Others are focused on forcing the output into the exact format you need. There are even patterns for managing the back-and-forth conversation to get more detailed results. It's a whole framework for working with AI in a much smarter, more structured way.
And here's a perfect example of how powerful this can be. With something called the meta-language creation pattern, you can pretty much teach the AI your own private shorthand. So instead of typing out, create a graph where node X is connected to node Y over and over, you just set up a simple rule. This means you can create these super simple, repeatable commands for really complex stuff, saving a ton of time and getting consistent results every single time.
Now that we've seen how powerful these prompt patterns can be, let's check out how these ideas are baked right into the tools that developers are using every day, right there inside their code editors.
When you talk about AI-powered code editors, two names really dominate the space: GitHub Copilot and Cursor. For a little while there, Cursor had a clear edge with its agent-like features. But now, Copilot has caught up, which means for a lot of people, the choice really boils down to price. Copilot's got that simple, flat fee, while Cursor's model is based on usage, so it can be a little more unpredictable.
But you know what? For a lot of developers, it's not just about features or how much it costs. It's about speed. Just look at what this Reddit user said. The difference in how fast these tools respond can be a total deal breaker. When you're in a fast-paced dev environment, every second counts, right? That little bit of lag can completely break your concentration and pull you out of the zone.
But the whole story of AI and development doesn't just stop with coding assistants. Oh no, we are now stepping into the era of autonomous agents. These are specialized tools that can handle entire development tasks all on their own, with very little human help.
Unit testing. We all know it's important, but man, it can be a real grind to write all those tests. And that's exactly where a tool like Cover Agent comes in. It's a specialized AI agent built to take the headache out of writing unit tests.
Cover Agent, which is inspired by research from Meta, has a really clever workflow. First, it just generates a whole ton of tests. But then, and this is the cool part, it gets absolutely ruthless. It throws out anything that doesn't compile or pass, and then it only keeps the tests that actually improve your code coverage. It's a super effective way to make sure you're only adding valuable, working tests to your project. And I mean, the results really speak for themselves. In one real-world project, a manually written test suite got them to 50% code coverage. Not bad, but after just one run with Cover Agent, that number shot all the way up to 100%. That is a massive improvement, and it just shows you the incredible power of these specialized AI agents. But AI's job isn't just about writing brand new code. It's also about helping us fix the code we already have. And when it comes to hunting down those tricky bugs in production, AI agents are proving to be a total game changer. Sentry's AI agent, Seer, is basically a detective for your code. It digs through all your production data, stack traces, logs, you name it, to find the root cause of an error. But it doesn't stop there. It actually fixes it. Seer will suggest a code fix, create the pull request, and even write new tests to make sure that bug stays squashed.
It's an end-to-end debugging partner.
So we've seen how AI has gone from simple prompts to these powerful assistants and even autonomous agents. With all these incredible tools out there, the big question is, how do you actually build a workflow that makes sense for you and your team?
Well, the first thing we all have to accept is that there's no magic bullet here. The idea that there's one best AI tool that's going to solve all your problems, yeah, that's a myth.
So instead of looking for that one-size-fits-all solution, the key is to be strategic. If you're working solo, ask yourself, does this tool actually make my life easier? If you're on a team, you've got to consider if a tool fits with your existing standards. The real goal is to build your own personalized toolkit that helps you ship better software faster without ever cutting corners on quality.
When you boil it all down, AI is about one thing: eliminating friction. It's about automating all the tedious, repetitive stuff that gets in the way of what we actually love to do: solve hard problems and build amazing things. So as you go back to your work, I'll just leave you with this question. What's the one piece of friction that's holding you back, and how can AI help you erase it?